I'm 27 hours into a run from El Paso to Birmingham when the sky cracks open like a dropped egg. It's been threatening all night, but now the rain is biblical. I can barely see the road through the wipers, which are thudding back and forth like a heartbeat sped up by panic. I tell myself to pull over at the next exit. 15 minutes later, it appears, a glowing red beacon in the middle of the black Texas nothing. A Buc-ee's, enormous and overlit, sitting like a shopping mall swallowed a gas station and vomited out a souvenir shop. I'm relieved, genuinely. I've never seen one this big. The parking lot is half empty, but everything inside is lit up like it's Christmas Eve. I roll my truck into a space. I don't even remember turning off the engine. My hands shake on the wheel. My throat is raw. I think I've been crying a little without noticing. My daughter's in the hospital. That's why I'm rushing home. Fever hit 105 yesterday. They've ran every test, and no one even knows what's wrong. My wife's been texting updates. Her messages getting shorter and more frantic. I needed to make it home by morning. Now I just need to stand, to breathe. I grab my phone and wallet and step out into the storm. Inside, the smell hits me first. Not bad, just too much. Cinnamon, meat, bleach, candy. It all fights for dominance in the cold, ultra-conditioned air. The floor's spotless. No muddy footprints, no scuff marks. I pass a wall of jerky, neat in uniform. Stacks of beaver plushies stare at me with wide cartoon eyes. The employees wear red shirts and khakis. All smiles. Every single one. Perfect white teeth. One of them, a tall man with a crooked neck and strangely wet eyes, waves at me. "Welcome to Buc-ee's," he says. "Let us know if you need any assistance. We're always here." His voice is off, slightly too loud, like a recording from a speaker hidden in his throat. I nod. "Thanks, just using the restroom." "Spotless as always," he replies. I walk fast. The restroom is spotless, not a paper towel out of place. It smells faintly of citrus and ammonia. A man washing his hands beside me stares into the mirror, not blinking. I glance at him. His reflection isn't doing the same thing as he is. I leave without drying my hands. I wander for a bit, looking for bottled water, maybe a sandwich. I don't want to drive again yet. Something about that thunder out there makes my chest feel tight, like there's more than just lightning hiding in those clouds. I pass an aisle with plushies again, then another, then another. Same stack, same plushies, same crooked tag hanging off the ear off the one on top. I spin around and walk back the way I came. It's the same aisle. Again. I head toward the front of the store. I need to leave. Get back in the truck. Keep driving. Sleep be damned. But the front doors aren't there. Where they should be, there's just a freezer section. Bright lights. Rows of Buc-ee's brand ice cream. The flavor labels are in another language. Something looping. Scribbled. Not English. Not even close. A young woman walks by, pushing a cart stacked with empty boxes. She looks at me with wide, panicked eyes. Then, very softly, she whispers, "If you go to aisle 13 and ask for the manager, they'll take you downstairs. Don't go downstairs." Then she smiles like she didn't say anything at all and pushes the cart away. I sprint to the windows. They're there. Big plate glass panes. I can see the storm outside, the parking lot. But my truck isn't there. It's gone. Not moved. Not towed. Gone. In its place is a red compact sedan. The license plate reads BCE 2024. I walk the perimeter of the store 3 times. No exits. No doors to the outside. Just inside. Only inside. The music playing overhead skips, then reverses. I swear I hear my daughter's voice whispering "Daddy" over the speakers. Just once. Just barely audible beneath a peppy country tune. I turn. Every employee's watching me, still smiling. One of them lifts a walkie-talkie to their mouth and says, We've got a stray. Prepare orientation. Then they all go back to what they're doing, in perfect unison. And I realize they're not just trapped in a gas station. Then they all go back to what they're doing, in perfect unison. And I realize I'm not just trapped in a gas station. I'm on the floor of something pretending to be a gas station. And it wants me to clock in. I try every door I can find. A fire exit near the bathroom, the employee door by the jerky wall, even a maintenance door half hidden behind racks of plush beavers. All of them buzz angrily when I touch them, like I've just tried to open a gate that I don't have the right key for. The handles don't turn. One of them doesn't even exist when I blink. I see it, then I don't. And always, from the end of whatever aisle I'm in, someone in red khakis is watching me, smiling. I scream at the ceiling. I throw a bag of ghost pepper peanuts at a stack of souvenirs. No one even reacts. They just go back to facing the shelves, restocking endlessly, like I'm not even there. Except for one person. A man sits at a small bistro table in the corner of the food court, hunched over a styrofoam cup of coffee that's long gone cold. He's older than me, maybe 50, weathered face, cracked knuckles. He's a trucker, like me. He looks up when I approach, like he's been waiting. "I was hoping they hadn't taken you yet," he says, "but you're on the list now." I grip the edge of the table to stop my hands from shaking. "What is this place?" He smiles, bitter and small. "Same thing you thought it was. A miracle. Bathrooms so clean they make you suspicious. Brisket sandwiches at 3 a.m. that somehow taste fresh. A place that never closes, never runs out of stock, and never has less than a dozen people on shift." He sips nothing from his cup. "But it ain't a store." "Not really." "Then what is it?" He doesn't answer right away, just looks out the window. The storm outside hasn't let up. It's the same as when I pulled in. Same sky, same lightning flash, like the night's paused outside the glass. "It's a refinery," he says finally. "But not for oil. For people." I sit now. I don't want to, but my knees feel hollow. "I was on my way to Corpus Christi. Got a call about my brother. Heart attack. Pulled in here for a quick piss and a Dr. Pepper." That was 6 months ago, I think. "They keep you here?" He taps his chest. "Didn't used to be an employee. I was like you. Then I saw something I wasn't supposed to. Back hallway opened when it shouldn't have. I followed a guy in khakis dragging a mop that was dripping red." He leans forward. "And they offered me a choice. Clock in or disappear." I don't ask what disappear means. "Why don't you just leave?" I ask. He reaches into his shirt pocket and pulls out a small laminated name tag. It says Dan, restroom specialist. He sets it gently on the table like it's made of glass. "Once they give you one of these, you can't even want to leave anymore." I try sometimes. I really do. But the closer I get to the door, the more I feel like my insides are twisting. Like there's something inside me that belongs to them now. "Then why haven't they done it to me yet?" Dan shrugs. "Takes time. Sometimes they like to break you in first. Let the panic ferment. It makes you easier to mold." I stand. "Screw that. I'm not staying here. I've got a daughter. She's sick. I need to..." His hands shoot out, grabs my wrist. "You think you're the first guy who needed to get back to his kid?" That stops me cold. Dan leans in close. "They know exactly how to pick us. The desperate, the tired, the loyal ones. You think the store's just sitting out here for fun?" Something clicks behind me. I whirl around. A new door has appeared between two drink coolers. It says, "Orientation," in bold, friendly font. A red-shirted woman stands beside it, holding a clipboard. "We're ready for you," she says, smiling too wide. Dan mutters, "Don't go in there. If you do, there's no coming back." "I don't have a choice." "You always got a choice." The woman tilts her head at me. "You'll feel so much better once you're part of the team." I take a step toward her, then bolt in the other direction, down a side aisle, past towers of branded trail mix and color-coded soda fountains. I hear her calling after me, calmly, like I'm late for a scheduled interview. I loop around toward where the loading dock should be. I've worked jobs like this. There's gotta be an access door back there. Except, I round the corner and slam to a stop. It's not a loading dock. It's a hallway. All concrete and humming lights. No music. No beavers. Just a flickering sign above the door at the end. New higher processing. I back away. Someone steps into the hallway behind me. Another employee. He's dragging something behind him. A cart? A body? He's smiling, but his eyes are weeping black fluid. You're gonna love the benefits. The hallway doesn't belong to a gas station. It belongs to a hospital basement, or maybe a prison. A place meant to be buried and forgotten. Cold concrete walls, industrial buzzing from overhead fluorescents, and the faint echo of something metallic scraping across the floor. I back up slowly, but the man with the black tears takes a step forward. His walk is stiff, mechanical, like he's being pulled by strings. "You're scheduled," he says, and in his other hand, I see what he's dragging. A mop, leaving behind a glistening red streak that's definitely not soda. I turn and run. I don't look back. The hallways are impossibly long. I pass rooms behind glass, one filled with giant animatronic beaver heads, all twitching slightly, another with rows of mannequins wearing employee uniforms. The hallway winds impossibly long. I pass rooms behind glass, one filled with giant animatronic beaver heads, all twitching slightly, another with rows of mannequins wearing employee uniforms, all facing the wall. One is scratching at the glass with a plastic smile frozen on its face. I take turns at random, hoping to outrun whatever this place is, and I find myself in front of a heavy gray steel door. There's no sign, but I hear humming from inside. Not music, machinery. I push it open. It's not a stock room. It's a goddamn operating room. Clean, sterile, and too modern. A stainless steel chair with straps, lights hanging from the ceiling that look like they've been borrowed from an alien autopsy scene. Trays of surgical tools neatly arranged beside a monitor displaying a looping video. "Welcome to the Buc-ee's family. We're not just a team, we're a purpose." The video glitches, just for a second. In the flicker, I see a naked man strapped to the table. No skin, no eyes, just the smile. There are name tags scattered on the floor, not the clean laminated ones you see on the workers. These are burned. Some have blood on them. I bent down to pick one up and see my name. Caleb, shift lead. My mouth goes dry. My photo's on it. But I never posed for this. Behind me, the door creaks open. I dive into a utility closet to the side, closing the door just enough to see through the crack. A team of 3 workers enters, 2 women, 1 man. They're pushing a gurney with something twitching on top. A woman, half unconscious. I recognize her. The one who whispered to me in the aisle. The cart pusher. "Refused orientation again," one of them says. "Too much will." "No problem," the man replies, slipping on gloves. "We'll just peel that part out." They don't sedate her. I watch, frozen, as they slid her onto the metal chair and begin strapping her down. She screams. It's weak, broken, but it cuts through me. They play the video again. She starts reciting the lines, voice cracking. Her smile is forced. Her body spasms. When she stops screaming, they clean the tools. The man sighs. Another good one lost. Should have processed her earlier. They wheeled her out, silent. I wait 10 minutes before moving, maybe more. When I finally step into the room again, there's a smell that wasn't there before. Cooked meat and bleach. And on the monitor, my name appears. Next up, Caleb, shift lead. I run again, through doors that shouldn't open, down corridors that shouldn't exist. This time, I find myself in what looks like an employee locker room. Dozens of lockers, each labeled with names that I know I've never seen. Names of dozens of ethnicities, ages, even eras. I find one with my name again. I open it. Inside is a uniform, red polo, khakis, and something folded up in the pocket. A letter. Caleb, we know you'd be perfect. The storm won't pass until you've accepted your role. You won't make it to your daughter. Not unless you're wearing this. Not unless you serve first. Clock in. Get your hours. Smile. We'll take care of the rest. I start to laugh. It's the dry kind. The kind that catches in your throat. Part scream. The kind that tells you finally hit the wall where reality ends. And then, I see her again. The girl. The one they processed. She's standing at the far end of the room, wearing the uniform. Her smile's wide. Her name tag says, Becca, Loyalty Team. But her eyes are wet, not crying, bleeding. And even through the smile, her mouth whispers, help me. And then, she's gone. Like she was never there. Behind me, another monitor clicks on. It shows a map of the store, every aisle, every room, and a blinking red dot labeled Caleb, unassigned. I hear footsteps approaching, not hurried, measured, like someone's coming to welcome me personally. I reach into the locker, grab the uniform, and stuff it into my jacket. I need to blend in. I need to find a way out. Because I know now, the store isn't just a trap. It's a recruitment center for something ancient, and it's hungry. And I'm the next in line for indoctrination. I put the red polo over my t-shirt. It still smells like detergent and something sharper, like vinegar and meat. It clings too tight to my chest. The name tag digs into my ribs through fabric, even though I haven't pinned it on yet. As soon as it's on me, the store changes. I don't mean it shifts physically, not at first, but the way it treats me shifts. I walk out the locker room and nobody chases me. No one watches me too long. The employees nod when they pass me, whispering phrases like, first day, welcome aboard. Someone claps me on the back and mutters, you're gonna climb fast. Got a real shift lead vibe. My stomach turns. The layout is still impossible. Aisles folding into themselves. Back rooms where produce sections should be. But now, signs make sense. The arrows point where I expect them to, as if the building's pretending to behave, like it's testing whether I'll play along. I do. I follow a hallway labeled orientation. I have no choice. The longer I linger, the more the lights flicker. The more I feel the fabric of the polo tightening around me. The hallway opens into a room. It looks like a conference space at a low-budget hotel. Gray carpet, fluorescent lights, rows of folding chairs, a projector, and seated all around the room are other new hires, each in red and khaki, each with a glazed look in their eyes, mouthing something silently. I sit at the back. On the screen, a cheerful video loops. At Buc-ee's, we don't just serve customers, we serve purpose. Our shelves are always stocked because we are always present. Our bathrooms are clean because we wash away what came before. Buc-ee's is forever. Buc-ee's is family. Buc-ee's is the final stop. The screen glitches. For half a second, I see a flayed face smiling directly into the camera, eyes gone, teeth gleaming. Then the video resumes. Nobody reacts. A woman in front of me raises her hand, like she's in a classroom. Her voice is calm. "When do I get processed?" The man beside her whispers, "After the benefits talk." And then they both giggle, like it's an inside joke. I inch toward the exit. That's when the thing enters. Not a person. Not anymore. It wears the beaver costume, but it's wrong. Too tall, too thin. The arms hang past the knees, ending in fingers instead of paws. The mascot head isn't foam. It looks like it's made of real fur, stitched over something that's breathing too slow. It raises one hand. The room goes silent. Then, in a voice that comes from inside my ears, it speaks. "You are what you are, until we show you what you can be." Every person in the room nods in unison. The thing turns, looks directly at me. Some of you resist. Some of you resist. Some of you remember lives that no longer matter. That's okay. It walks toward me. I can't move. We're patient. We've always been patient. You'll forget the pain eventually. They all do. The thing reaches out, but just before it touches me, the lights go out. The screen explodes in static. People scream, but not all of them, just the ones who still feel. In the chaos, someone grabs my wrist. It's Becca, the girl from before. Her face is pale, her eyes unfocused, but there's something alive still fighting behind them. "Come on," she whispers. "There's a way out. Maybe." We run, through emergency doors that shouldn't exist, through cold black hallways pulsing with invisible machinery. I hear the mascot thing scream behind us. Not a roar, but a chorus, like a choir of 100 trapped voices. "They're feeding it." Becca pants as we sprint. "That's what all this is. The work. The smiles. All of it fuels that. The mascot's not a symbol. It's a god. A god? Older than roads. Older than maps. Every Buc-ee's is a shrine. A trap. And once you wear a shirt, it owns part of you." I yank off the red polo as we run. The moment it's off, I feel cold again. Real cold. Like I've stepped back into the storm. She leads me into a stairwell, metal and rusted, and real. We climb. There's a door at the top labeled rooftop access, employees only. Before she opens it, she turns to me. "If we make it out, you'll never see a Buc-ee's again. Not the real ones, but they'll still be there." "Then how do I warn people?" Her smile fades. "You don't." We push through. The storm slams into us, rain like nails, wind like screams. I see my truck in the parking lot. It's back, keys in the ignition, engine running. I turn to thank her. She's gone. No sign she was ever even there. I don't stop running until I'm behind the wheel, white-knuckled, soaked. I throw it into drive and floor it. I don't look back, but in the rearview mirror, through the pouring rain, I swear I see every employee lined up at the edge of the lot, all waving, all smiling, like they're waiting. I don't remember most of the drive. I must have blacked out at some point behind the wheel, or maybe just stopped thinking. The rain kept falling long after I left the glow of the Buc-ee's behind, drumming on the roof of the cab like a countdown. But when I finally see a green highway sign, Austin, 112 miles, something unclenches in my chest. It's over. It has to be over. I call my wife. She answers on the second ring. Voice hoarse, like she hasn't slept. "Where the hell have you been?" she snaps. "I've called 100 times. I lost signal." I lie. "Something was wrong with the GPS. I'm sorry. I'm close. How's Lily?" There's a long silence. "She's better," she says, and the way she says it makes my skin prickle. "Fever broke an hour ago. Just like that. Doctors don't know why." "That's good, right?" "Yeah." but she doesn't sound relieved, just confused. "I'll be there soon," I tell her. "Less than 2 hours." She doesn't respond. Then the line clicks dead. I check my phone. No service. No towers around. I drive faster. The sky's starting to lighten when I finally pull into our driveway. It still looks the same. Our tiny house with the flaking white paint and rust-stained gutters. But the air feels off. Still. Staged. Like a set in a studio. I walk inside. My wife is standing at the kitchen table, back to me. She's wearing her usual flannel and yoga pants, but she's standing too still. Not cooking. Not doing anything. Just staring at the blank wall. "Babe?" I whisper. She turns around and smiles. But it's not her smile. It's too wide. Too clean. Her voice is bright and cheerful. Forced cheerful. "Welcome home! Did you bring your uniform?" I take a step back. "I got out," I say. "I escaped." "You clocked in," she says sweetly. "That makes you ours, even if you change your shirt." Footsteps come from the hallway. I look up and see Lily. She's walking, not stumbling, not weak. She walks with perfect posture, hair brushed, wearing a red polo 2 sizes too big, and a beaver plush tucked under one arm. "Hi, Daddy," she says, and her voice sounds like it's coming from 2 mouths at once. No. "We reward loyalty," my wife says. "You didn't follow through, but that's okay. We placed your family under the loyalty initiative. They're doing great." Lily smiles up at me. Her teeth are small and white and perfect. "We're going to open a location closer to home," she says. "Maybe you could be the manager." I run, back outside, into the street, screaming. But the street's quiet. No birds, no cars. Just a low hum, like a distant air conditioning unit. And in the distance, where the sunrise should be breaking, there's a red glow. I turn back to the house. It's not my house anymore. It's a Buc-ee's. Same architecture, same oversized windows, same goddamn beaver logo beaming down from a glowing sign. But it's on my street. In place of every other home, another Buc-ee's. And standing in front of everyone is a smiling employee, waiting for shift change. I drop to my knees. My hands shake. I scream until my voice goes raw. The front door hisses open behind me. A voice says, "Clock in, Caleb." It's me, smiling, wearing the red shirt. Shift starts now. I don't remember walking inside, but I'm there now. I stock shelves. I clean. I smile. I've always smiled. My name tag says Caleb, shift lead, and below it, in tiny letters, "Welcome home."